In this leafy Tucson neighborhood, New Directions is easy to miss. But inside, this behavioral health and substance abuse treatment facility is innovating new ways to treat addiction. Here, people in recovery have access to more than 12-step programs, says Mary Jo Silcox, CEO of Compass Behavioral Healthcare, which runs the New Directions Center.
They get 4 hours of treatment per day, and that consists of therapeutic groups as well as education and individual therapy. And then the Four Winds program supplements that with the different Native American traditions, talking circles, sweat lodges, white bison, things like that, Native American arts and crafts. So it's a combination of the two cultures that come together.
It's good seeing you. All right, take care of yourself.
These two cultures have come together because of Edward Grijalva, a counselor with Pasquayaqui and Tohono O'odham roots who has shaped most of what New Directions does.
Repetition helps us all learn, right?
With scant resources and few successful examples to draw from, Eddie set about creating a model of culture-based care that works.
The data really is very conclusive that when you focus on culture, it has a great impact on the outcomes of recovery. And since we've been doing this, obviously we see that happen here. You have something to learn. Something.
Eddie's passion for improving addiction treatment stems from his own troubled past.
Just the name, this is NA here, okay? Thank you.
Growing up in an impoverished Tucson barrio, Eddie watched his father struggle with addiction.
And it was predictable what would happen. He was very violent and very mean when he would drink, very abusive towards my mother. Not just verbally, but physically. My two oldest brothers, they left when they were young, so basically I was kind of the one that was around for most of it. And so I was trying to be, at a very young age, something that I couldn't be, I couldn't protect her.
By age 14, Eddie was abusing drugs himself. At 19, he was drafted to serve in Vietnam, where his drug use intensified.
In our recovery and the things that we do in life, we talk about what is called geographical change. And we think that if we go somewhere to change our lives, somehow we're going to do better. But we learn that, wherever we go, wherever I go, I take me with me. I'm the problem, not the city, the town, or the people in it. I'm the problem. And I went to Vietnam and I took the problem with me. Okay. Okay.
Eddie also brought the problem back home, where he got involved in dealing drugs. But after an arrest for armed kidnapping, he spent time in treatment and managed to kick his habit. For 15 years, Eddie was free of drugs. He went back to school, started a family, and built a new life. But when that life fell apart, he fell apart too. Eddie got back into dealing drugs and soon wound up in prison.
I ended up with people who were doing multiple life terms. And these men that I met had really come to terms with their own lives and what they had done in such a way that really just struck me. And these men would pray together every day. And they pulled me into that. And, the 12-step program talks about a spiritual awakening. And that was my spiritual awakening.
The men Eddie befriended were dedicated to becoming better people. Seeing that transformed how Eddie thought about the world, and it compelled him to change.
So these men influenced me in that way. And they influenced me in such a way that I understand now that what they were trying to do. And that was that I was leaving, but they weren't. And I was going to bring a piece of them out. And that was going to be their freedom. And the day that I left, and as I was leaving, these men, as I said earlier, who had just done some horrible things in their lives, were crying as I left.
When he left that day, Eddie set out to live a life of purpose. He has worked in behavioral health and substance abuse treatment ever since.
Somebody helped me at my worst time. and I can't ever forget that. And so I have to use my position in a way that is honoring to people and respectful to people of their situation, and be able to have compassion and passion about what's going on in their lives right now.
I'm Joseph, and today I'm proud to say I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
At times, offering that compassion hasn't been easy. Over the past few years, as the state of Arizona has slashed funding for behavioral health services, New Directions and the rest of the Compass behavioral health care system have suffered.
Creator has given us a path.
They've had to cut back to keep providing the same level of care, Silcox says.
We can't serve as many people. We have to serve them in shorter time frames. And the acuity of the people we're getting is a lot higher because of the other supportive services that have been cut in the community.
There are sorrows in Eddie's work, and he makes his peace with them at the end of every day as he climbs Tumamoc Hill. High above Tucson, he renews his hope that with the right care, others who struggle as he did could one day change their lives as he has.
We have people who've gone back to the reservations. I'm now on the council. We've had people, who've gone back to school and gotten their bachelor's, their master's, their PhDs, are working in treatment programs. We have a lot of people, doing that now. And people just like myself who were hopeless cases. No matter how terrible it seems or how bad it seems, your life can be different. And I want people to know that.